Hey gang, how we doing? In case you don't know, my name's Sean. I'm an iOS developer who makes an app called Sofa, which helps you be more intentional with your downtime. And on one of my videos, I got a comment from someone that I did respond to, but I thought it might be interesting to share a more in-depth response here. So the question is, if you would start without any app today that has any income or user base, how many minimalistic apps would you start in parallel to figure out which one can grow? So essentially, like, hey, if you're starting from scratch, how do you know which app to pick to work on? Or do you do one app? Do you do multiple apps? All that kind of stuff. So there's so many ways to answer this question. And I think depending on who you ask, you'll get different answers. So, well, since you're asking me, here's how I would do this. And I would say, here's how I've done it. So I would choose one app over multiple apps, and a couple reasons for that. One is, at this point, like if you're trying to start something on the side, it's very likely that you have a full-time job and or a job of some kind. So you may only have very limited time to work on this thing. So nights and weekends, holidays, that kind of stuff. And even working on one app, even if it's a simple app, it's a lot of work. And I think committing to multiple apps at the same time, you might be stretching yourself a little thin at first. Now, what I would do is I would pick the app or the idea that I'm the most interested in, the most passionate about, or I would enjoy working on the most, because this stuff is hard. It takes a lot of time to get people to be aware of the thing that you're working on, to get feedback, all that stuff. And if you're going to be working on this and spending nights and weekends, hopefully you're enjoying working on it. So, for example, with Sofa, I launched Sofa in 2017, and basically no one used it really for a couple of years. Like there was very, very little usage, but I loved working on the app, and I personally use the app all the time. So to me, even as I was trying to figure out, how to get more awareness, how to improve it so more people would use it, I was using it and I was enjoying it, and I loved working on it. And I believed in it. I could see the future of it, and that I could do this full time, right? So I think that those kind of things I wouldn't discount that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff is very valuable, and it's hard to measure like how passionate you are about an idea. And it may feel safer that like, oh, well, if I do multiple apps, one of them might take off. That might happen. But it's also, you might be setting yourself up to burn out very quickly. The other thing I'll say is that I've seen developers over the years create multiple apps that were very well received, but then they quickly abandon those apps to work on another new app. And what happens is, over time, people tend to not trust the new app that you're working on because, well, they're just going to do something else in 6 months or a year. And this thing that I'm enjoying, it's probably going to be abandoned and will never be updated, all that stuff. So I actually think that's something to look out for as well. Is it depends on it really depends on like what you want out of this and what your goals are. And for me, I have a very long-term point of view on, Sofa the product and other ideas that I have, and kind of trying to establish myself as someone who is trustworthy, who makes good quality stuff that will be around for a long time, that it is worth investing your time and money into. And I think that's the thing. Like, if you're going to charge money for something, you're essentially promising people like, hey, I'm going to support this and I'm going to do this for a while, and that your money isn't going to be wasted. So that's why I prefer fewer, or like one app to get started, and get anyone using it that you can, whether it's family and friends, people online, whatever, and try and get feedback as fast and as frequently as possible. And try and get candid feedback. Like I know getting candid feedback from family and friends can be hard because if they're not in this stuff, they're, number one, they're just like amazed that like, wow, you did this? That's cool. So you want to get feedback from people who will be candid with you, which will help you learn whether this product is viable, that, you know, yes, okay, I can see potential here if I continue investing in it. Or if like, yeah, this really isn't going to work. I either need to like completely rethink this product or throw this product away and figure out something else. So yeah, that's what I think about starting with one app or multiple apps. But if you disagree, that's probably fair. I'm sure that people do. I'd love to hear some other views in the comments. Definitely let me know. And I hope this was helpful. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.